Good morning, metalheads of the internet, and welcome to the brand new Metal Meltdown HQ. Look at all this. It's brand new and fucking different. I'm in a brand new apartment in a brand new city with Anna, my girlfriend. Say hello!
Hello!
Wow! But you don't want to hear about that. You don't want to know about the stupid fucking adult shit I've been up to. Ugh, that's boring. This is the Metal Meltdown, not the adult meltdown. Not the stupid, boring, everyday shit meltdown, so fuck it. Let's move on. Let's talk about this brand new album from Loathe. Hailing from Liverpool, this English hardcore and alternative metal crew has been turning heads for almost exactly a year now, following the release of their sophomore studio album, I Let It In, and It Took Everything. An album that, for whatever reason, I did not review here on the Metal Meltdown. I honestly don't even have a good reason as to why not. I just didn't. It completely fell off my radar. But it didn't fall off y'all's radar, because it ended up being one of the most critically acclaimed metal albums of 2020. I even noticed it topping many Album of the Year lists from a variety of metal media peers, friends, and outlets. For these reasons, I've been paying very close attention to Loathe as of late, as they have been teasing some kind of surprise studio release for just under a couple of weeks now. We didn't know exactly what this release was going to be, we just know that Loathe had something in the works, and considering their previous output, I think we all on some level assumed it would be the usual hardcore and alternative metal brew, you know, equal parts Harm's Way, Code Orange, Deftones, with just a tiny dash of influence from some of the more modern late 2010s Bring Me the Horizon. And the things they believe is, not that, to put it bluntly. It seems as though Loathe have pulled a little sneaky on all of us and have decided to go down the road of instrumental ambient music. Anyone looking for a big, brash wall of burly fucking riffs and nasty fucking vocals combined with dreary and dreamy soundscapes is going to be possibly, at the very least, alienated by this record. Maybe not disappointed, but definitely a little weirded out, definitely a little bit thrown off guard. Me personally, I very much appreciated this surprise. It was a surprise, most certainly, but a welcome one. Maybe that's just because I have spent like literally the last 3 or 4 days moving into this apartment and decorating everything that you see before you, but I didn't mind that I wasn't being hit over the head with a wall of fucking riffs. I actually found this to be a very pleasant and immersive and serene listen. The band appear to be pulling influence from a variety of different sources. There's influence from synth pop on here. There's influence from industrial and dark ambient and dark wave on here. A lot of the music on here actually reminds me a lot of the stuff that I would expect to hear from Trent Reznor, be it through the Nine Inch Nails Ghost 1 through 4 LPs, or even some of his actual compositional work, working on movies like The Social Network and the more recent Soul. The track Love in Real Time in particular has an oddly sensual, dare I say, somewhat sexy saxophone part that infuses with this very noisy industrial soundscape and does in turn feel like something directly pulled from the aforementioned Soul. It's consistently a very tranquil and peaceful kind of listen. Even when it begins to delve into some sonically more brutal and harsh territory, it never really feels that harsh or brutal. Take, for instance, on a couple tracks in the middle, namely Year Everything and Remember. Something about these tracks kind of feels like something that I would expect to hear from Silent Hill 2 back in the day, but with a little bit more light cutting through the dark. Not quite as mysterious and bone-chillingly awkward and tense. There are some vocal pieces that are found across the record, even some little spoken word segments, but these are used almost purely for effect, for atmosphere. And if there is some deeper meaning to them, I can't pick it out because I can't really differentiate or specify what these people are saying. Although I do think that there might be some kind of subtle spiritual or religious component to the record, because some of the spoken word pieces that I find near the latter half of the record do almost sound like something that a pastor would say. Like, there's a certain flow and a certain tone to this that just sounds like something that, like, someone is saying this from a podium or something like that. I don't even know if that's making any sense, to be honest. I wrote down a lot of notes because I don't technically have Wi-Fi, so I listened to this album like a couple times and just did the best I could to keep up. I can't access the album right now for a point of reference or as evidence or whatever. The point being is that at the end of the day, this new Loathe album was nowhere near what I thought it was going to be, to the point where I almost considered not reviewing it. But hey, you know what? Fuck it. It may not be metal, but it was an incredibly enjoyable experience, and interestingly, it was one I enjoyed with the aforementioned Anna. You know, we finished setting up a bunch of stuff, and we just kind of sat down, we listened to this thing together, we had a couple drinks, and we thought, all right, when do the riffs come in? When does the heavy shit come in? And we didn't, and we just kind of sat down and vibed with it, and it was a really nice and pleasant experience. I would genuinely give this a 3.5 out of 5. I'm really surprised by this. I'm surprised by what it is, and I'm surprised by how much I enjoyed this, because instrumental ambient music, it's not the kind of stuff I usually pay a lot of attention to. It's usually stuff I have on in the background while I'm working on something else, but I paid vivid attention to this, and so did Anna, to the point where I wouldn't mind owning this on vinyl. I wouldn't mind revisiting this, and you know, it makes me even more interested, on top of all that, to revisit Loathe's other material, because if we're being fully honest, this isn't a band I've still really spent that much time with. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to change that. Anna, we're definitely going to have to change that. Okay, we got the other okay, we're good here. I can picture some fans maybe being a little bit upset. I mean, this does come a year following the release of an extremely successful and popular record. I totally understand that some people are just expecting, you know, I Let It In Part 2. I totally understand that some people want those big riffs, they want those nasty vocals, they want that super nasty, modern, dreamy metalcore sound. I get it, and I kind of do too, don't get me wrong, but I enjoyed this nonetheless. It's pretty fucking fantastic for what it is. It's unpredictable, it's chill, it's surprisingly trim. I mean, it ends at a pretty sharp 35 minutes, and it's really well produced. It may not be the kind of thing you come back to a lot. I certainly don't expect to be playing this at my first housewarming party here in this brand new apartment, but I did enjoy it nonetheless. You know, maybe me and Anna will listen to it again later tonight. Maybe we'll have some more drinks. Maybe we'll smoke something. Who knows? And we'll have a genuinely pleasant experience, and you know, I have a feeling that's what Loathe wanted to do with this, so mission fucking accomplished as far as I'm concerned. 3.5 out of 5, definitely not what we were expecting, but a pretty good record nonetheless. And that is it for the Metal Meltdown. I'm not an expert, nor do I claim to be. So what do you think? Do you like this record? Do you not like this record? And what do you want to hear from me next? Thank you for watching. If you liked what you saw here today, make sure you press subscribe right here so you get updates on the Metal Meltdown fucking immediately. Please be patient. I do not currently have internet and therefore cannot respond to all of your messages. And on top of that, it's difficult for me to keep up with fucking content. But I'm here. I'm gonna get shit done. So stay tuned. And as always, you have yourself a fantastic fucking day.